The Oshinoko community is having a full-blown meltdown as I currently record this. It's been happening for the last 20 plus hours, but it's definitely gotten a lot worse in the last 10 or so hours because basically there was a leaked image that came out yesterday, and it originated from what I could find from 4chan. And basically this image started circulating, and people started to assume that it was fake, because it was just posted on 4chan. It was just like, it's too early because there's no chapter of Oshinoko this week, there's a chapter next week, so it's like, there's just no way we have this high quality image so early on before the chapter comes out. Because anyone that, knows about how leaks are, or just how images are done, usually it's like 3, maybe 4 days in advance at the most. There might be some tech spoilers, but overall, it's like, it's really hard to actually get an image out, let's just say, this early sometimes. So the fact that an image came out yesterday on a Wednesday, a full-blown week before the official chapter comes out, it made people believe that the image was fake. Fast forward a few hours, after a little bit of just drama with the community seeing this image and all that, basically, we have it to where one of the creators go online and say, hey, stop spamming this picture in my feed, because it is spoilers, it is a leak, and it's just like, wait a minute. So, everybody thought that this leak image, like this one image, was fake, but actually is legit from the upcoming chapter. So I'm not going to show the image for obvious reasons, to respect the author here, because they don't want that image posted around, but I am commenting on it because it is a wild just turn of events that's been happening for the last 20 or so hours, that basically what people thought was fake and it was starting to calm down. The very creator, one of the creators of the story, basically just put fuel in the fire, gasoline so to speak, and basically said that yeah, the image is real. And now you have people collectively going out of their way and just pretty much just dropping the series, saying that this is the worst manga of all time, and it has just been absolutely nuts. So let's just talk about the previous chapter real quick, and then explain kind of why the reaction is happening. Obviously, we're going to be getting into some spoilers for the leak, for instance, what the leak was, so if you don't want to know about the leak, exactly the whole entirety of what it was, well, don't continue watching the video. But if you don't care, continue watching. So, basically, last chapter of Oshinoko was setting up a kiss sequence between Aqua and Ruby for the movie, and you have it to where there's this whole rehearsal thing. Like, Ruby's coming on to Aqua saying we can, rehearse the kiss scene right now for it's not as awkward. You have this whole little scene where she's blushing. She's basically saying, like, hey, you don't have to think of me as your sister. Technically, you can think of me as, how I was in my previous life, and you could be sensei. And it's just a very, like, what the hell moment at the end of the last chapter. So, with the leak that came out, it showcases Ruby and Aqua kissing. Like, just straight up kissing. And there's not any dialogue boxes or anything with that to give full context, but once again, the author of the series basically confirmed that it's legit. So, they are kissing in the next chapter of Oshinoko. And obviously, going on what we got here with this dialogue, it is a rehearsal kiss. So it's not even for the movie, it is straight up before the movie, they're by themselves. And it's just like, holy crap, it's actually happening. And it's been very apparent as of late for the past few months, people are very upset with the whole direction the story of Oshinoko has gone. For instance, with, Ruby remembering or finding out who Aqua really is, and Aqua finding out who Ruby really is, and they finally have, like, a conversation about it, it makes sense that those old feelings that have been buried for so long would kind of come to the surface of the story, which is what's been happening in, the last few 10 to 15 or so chapters of Oshinoko. It's been kind of wild, honestly. It's been a very wild time within the manga community of Oshinoko, and you obviously have those that are fans of, let's say, Kana or Akane, very upset with the very direction the story is going. But if you want to know my personal take on the whole matter, I personally think that Aqua just shouldn't end up with anyone. He is a very toxic individual from what we have seen so far. He has mommy issues. I mean, just everything about it, I just don't think he technically deserves anyone, if you want my personal 2 cents on it. But if we have to actually choose, if you want my blunt opinion on who I would really choose, memes aside, like pushing aside all the memes and stuff and being serious, I would choose Kana. I'm gonna be honest. However, I don't care who he ends up with. I don't care if he ends up alone. I'm just here for the ride. I'm here for the story, seeing where it's going to go. And it's hilarious seeing the reaction of people really upset that, it's potentially possible Ruby could end up with Aqua. And that's great. It's great and hilarious. It's just, I don't know, it's making me laugh. I have had such a fun time just seeing the absolute dumpster fire that Oshinoko has become in the last few months, seeing people just continuously dropping the series because they just don't like this little controversial taboo themes. But it's like you have an artist of the series like Mingo that is known for this, like with their previous stories, so it's just like it makes sense something like this would happen to begin with. Anyways, back onto the main point though. The leak that came out pretty much confirmed we are getting a kiss. We're having progression in that direction, and people are just extremely livid right now. Like, a lot of people are dropping the series saying it is the worst series of all time, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, honestly, this is nowhere near the worst thing that has ever happened. If you want to know something that's really bad and heinous, like really how to destroy your series, Usagi Drop. All I'm going to say is never read the manga, just watch the anime if you are interested in it, because that is a irredeemable conclusion to a series. I don't really think what's going on here is as bad as that. But anyways, all I'm gonna say is Oshinoko, wild time as a manga reader. I cannot wait to see just how this is going to be like brought into the anime community, because I know for a fact there's a lot of people that just watch the anime of Oshinoko has probably seen some form of conversation around these leaks and just the conversation around Ruby and Aqua. I'm curious to see how this affects the anime going forward, if there'll be more people into it or not. We'll see. But yeah, wanted to talk about this. Very interesting, honestly, and it's just, like I said, I've been just sitting behind the scenes just laughing and everything. It's super funny. But be safe, stay healthy, everyone. I love you. Chibi out.